Because we is fearless, that's why. We can brave those emotions too. And that's how you fight for your marriage, babe. So I'll break it down, spiritual realm, how things have always gone between me and the love of my life. As soon as I get close to her, as soon as I start communicating with her, it's like all the demons of hell just come swarming. And then they start having a conversation in front of me. And I just sit there like, so this is what you're telling her. And they start talking. And it seems like, well, they're talking about another situation. But the way it's perceived is if you didn't know how to have really sharp discernment, you might think it's God talking to you. But it basically went like, well, he does this to her and he treats her like this. She's not going to go back to him, is she? Has she finally learned her lesson this time? My wife is like, that is what happens. And I'm sitting there and I pray. I just say, is that about us? Spirit's like, no. And I stay silent and I listen. And I can tell they're trying to get her back in that corner each time. So the decisions she was making behind the scenes, all I saw, well, we're going to have another fight. So babe, I understand at the time you probably felt like you weren't able to have a life. I understand your pure heart. I also understand how much spiritual attack and duress you were under. And your spirit and the amount of fight you have, you had to learn to let me help you. This has always been about you. I could have walked in and annihilated the entire city. But I wanted you to feel free. I made a decision, a commitment, and a covenant. But I needed you to understand why I was standoffish with people at times. I needed you to understand why I was saying, no, don't take that job. No, don't do that. Because I saw in the spiritual realm what was going to happen between us. And we fought hard. We tried not to fight. And I'm trying to remember the amazing qualities about who you are, the woman I married, and when you are just yourself and you have your guard down and you trust, how the world opens up for us. But most of all, for you to see, one, you are not crazy. People don't understand, but I do. Always. This is what I do, babe. The Lion of Judah, this little lioness of Judah. Same bloodline, my love. And when they have their little conversations in front of me, and it always makes me seem like the bad guy, I hated that. I'm not the bad guy for trying to protect the woman I love, little Raja, and my marriage. And until that was completely removed from you and your thoughts, we couldn't move forward. All right? I love you. And I'm in love with you, and always will be.